Hi again, thanks for coming back to me at Whitefoot Guitars. It's Bank Holiday Monday and I've managed to get this week off work so I can crack on with this guitar build-off project. Today I'll be getting the neck blank glued up because, well, it's the biggest glue job I've got right now and I want to get it curing, so tomorrow it should be ready to start getting down to size. I've prepared the central blank and the veneers that I've got between the neck splices. So I'll show you that in a sec, and then we'll start gluing up and getting it clamped. I've prepped it and I'm going to put some dowels in to hold it together, because with veneers you can get a lot of slippage, which makes for a more awkward job when you're cleaning everything up later and getting it down to size. So I want to minimize that as much as possible. You can use a bit of table salt in the glue, which helps grip, but I want to try this because I think it'll help, because I've got 3 neck laminates and 6 pieces of veneer, so it's technically going to be a 9-piece neck, so I want to keep it as stable as I can. So I've got a bit of dowel ready, my drill bit's ready to go, and we'll do that in a sec. So give me a sec to reposition the camera and I'll show you the neck blank. So that's the blank I've got prepared. So the middle section is the piece of Indian rosewood, 2 outer sections are maple, and I've got some I think they're birch veneers in between. I'll get it a bit closer so you can hopefully see a bit more of the colours. So we've got light, dark, light either side of the rosewood. I've had to do it like that because of the veneer I had available, but it should create quite a nice effect when it's all shaped and carved, etc. Hi guys, welcome back to Whitefoot Guitars. I'm Kieran. It's Bank Holiday Monday and I've managed to blag the week off work so I can crack on with this guitar build. First off, thank you to everybody who's watched the introduction video. The likes and subscribes are much appreciated. So if you can, please do, because it all helps with the algorithm, etc. I've replied to a few comments and it's nice to know that I'm not just some middle-aged bloke in his garage talking to himself. So thank you very much indeed. While I'm at it, actually, I want to do a shout out to Bonehead Guitars, as he seems to be compiling the definitive playlist for build-off videos. So if you want to follow as much of this as you can from everybody, then check out his channel and follow his playlist, because I checked this morning and there's well over 200 videos in there already. So if you want to keep track of what's going on with everybody, that's the place to go. This, as you can see, is the neck blank. I've got it clamped up and glued. I'll put a little snapshot of when I was gluing up, etc. In the corner, because you're not going to want to sit and watch me do that for half an hour because it's boring. So suffice to say, it's an under clamps, gluing up, and it should be okay by tomorrow. I'll leave it overnight for the glue to cure, and then we'll see where we go. I did use some dowels to try and keep everything straight, but I have had a little bit of slippage, so I'll need to do some tidying up later and get it squared off again. Bit annoying, but you know, that's what happens. So that's where we go, that's where we are. It's not going to be a massive stint here, because I'll show some more tomorrow when I've got the clamps off and I'll start, you know, cleaning it up and getting it ready to cut the neck shape out. So with that in mind, I'll see you in a sec. So it's the next day, we're back with the neck blank. As you can see, clamps are off and I've trimmed down some of the veneers that were proud of the surface. Just ran along with the chisel, got rid of those. Yeah, we have a neck blank. Did get some slippage, mainly because when I drilled for the dowels, I didn't make sure I was drilling perpendicular, so that's my fault. Why I didn't use the drill press, I don't know. Probably because I'm an idiot. But the next thing to do is clean it up and get it flat. So we'll do the majority of that on the planer that I've got. So we'll give it a few runs through that and get it cleaned up. The planer's very loud, so I'll turn the sound off for that, because otherwise you won't have any eardrums left, especially if you're on headphones, because it'll be very, very piercing. And before the health and safety police get on my case, the guard doesn't work, so that's why I'm not using it. I'm not being irresponsible or careless, it just doesn't work properly, which is why I don't use it. So don't shout at me in the comments for not putting the guard in place. Okay, so that's the noisy part done. And be honest, how many of you were shouting at me then? It's not the best machine, it's quite old to be honest. It's a loaner from a friend of mine I haven't seen since before lockdown. It was taking up a lot of space in his shed, so he was kind enough to let me borrow it, and then the world went to hell and I've not seen him since. So one day I'll get it back to him. But it's cleaned that up nicely for me, and you can kind of see the effects we'll get with the veneers when it's shaped down and carved. So next job is getting the centre lines on and marking out for cutting out the neck itself. So we'll be back once I've got a bit further with it. So back with the neck, got it marked up for centre line, nut line, end of fretboard, drawn out the shape, just about got enough width so I don't need to add any wings for the headstock, which would be nice because that saves some messing around, and got it drawn down the side as well for the profile. So that's all marked up and looking ready, although I am a bit of an idiot because I realised I'm going to have to route the truss rod, fairly important for a guitar, which will be a lot easier while it's still a block. So normal standard dual action truss rod, got that marked out for where we need it to be, which will be there. Can't believe I forgot about that, to be honest, until I was marking it up, but there you go. That's what happens when you're trying to film myself doing stuff. So I'll be using this jig to route that out with a 6mm router bit to a depth of approximately 9mm, and luckily I've got a 12mm bush for this to use, so that'll go in the router and then it'll slide backwards and forwards and make the channel. And I realised something while I was just lining this up and checking it. This slot is made for a 12mm bush, so that when you get to the ends, I've either looked out and got exactly the right length truss rod, or it's just a bit of serendipity, whichever. But happy days. So that means I can just tidy the ends up with the chisel once it's done, and it should be good to go. So we'll come back to this when I've got the router at the table and it's good to go. But yeah, so we're looking good, getting there, and soon hopefully it'll look like a guitar neck. So thanks for sticking with me, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.